Hello everyone.
Hi guys. Sorry we're a bit late, we've got some technical difficulties today. But we are getting there.
Technical difficulties / lack of preparation. If anyone's signing in, if you could confirm that the audio's working, that'd be great.
Can you see us? Can you hear us? Hello? Well,
No one on board yet?
if you can see us and if you can hear us, let us know in the comments and tell us about your day. How was your Tuesday today? Is it Tuesday today? Yeah. Just checking. Did you go to work today? Are you allowed into work today? Alright, we are live and happening. We've got people online. Hi guys! Put in the comments where you're watching from today so that we can have a little shout out sesh. And also, if you would like us to say anything or shout out anything, or if you have anything to add, you can put it in the comments section under the video, or go to sayyesmore.com /YesTribe Radio, and there's a form in there that you can fill in. Okay, we are live.
Okay, 2 seconds.
Welcome.
Let's get this audio going. Hello everyone. Are we rolling?
We are, we're rolling, we're recording. Sorry, in case you didn't get the last one, we're not only streaming live on Facebook, we're also recording so that we can turn this into a podcast later. And our demo version of this, the pilot, which we did a couple of days ago, is now live on the Say Yes More podcast, which is on Spotify and on Apple Music. Is it Apple Music?
Apple
Apple
Podcasts.
Podcasts.
Apple
That's the
Podcasts,
thing, isn't it?
yeah.
I'm not the tech one in this relationship. All right.
Okay, almost there. Woo!
We got comments. Let's have a look.
Hold on. Let's save them for the show.
Okay.
Okay, testing. And we are rolling. First of all, how about a little intro jingle?
Oh, go for it. Here's one we made earlier. Welcome to YesTribe Radio, a podcast packed with stories and ideas full of positivity, kindness and adventure.
We're your hosts. I'm Dave,
And I'm Em.
and together, alongside a massive team of volunteers, we run Say Yes More, a community-led social enterprise that helps to nudge people towards finding out what they're really capable of.
Thanks for tuning in and for being brave, kind and curious.
Welcome back to the Say Yes More podcast. This is YesTribe Community Radio, episode 2. As always, throughout this live stream, you'll be able to tune in on the Facebook group at the YesTribe, and please do share all of your thoughts, comments, feelings, what you're dealing with at the moment, how you're turning this current COVID crisis into a positive, and we'll switch backwards and forwards from your comments to, I'd like to say, a pre-prepared script, but I'd be lying. Thanks so much for all of you who tuned in on Sunday, and for all of your ideas that you sent during that show and afterwards as well. We started this podcast to ensure a calm sense of shared community, even if we're all hiding away in our own homes at the moment. It's difficult to avoid news and social media at the moment, obviously, and personally I've found quite a lot of it disturbing and distressing, often unaligned and not overly good for remaining calm and sane. So we're trying hard to be a consistent voice during these changing times, and as always has been the case with the YesTribe, nature is a wonderful leveller. We're always encouraging people to get outside and to find something new to do. For the next 2 minutes, I'd like to invite you to close your eyes. We may not do this every time, but if you enjoy it, then absolutely we will. Em and I have found ourselves house sitting in a wonderful 10-acre woodland and garden plot, and we're looking after 5 chickens. So I'd love you to close your eyes and join us on what is currently either Em or my first mission of the day, leaving the house to go and let the chickens out. Coffee's on. Heading outside to let the chickens out. We have a double barn door where we're staying. I always forget to undo the deadbolt. Bottom door open. We don't usually do those deadbolts. I think Em's a little bit worried about the zombie apocalypse. And it's a lovely sunny day. We have 5 chickens. They're very friendly. They follow you around if given the chance. They have a pool that fills itself up, so we don't really have to do much to look after them other than bring some seed each morning. Make sure there's some grit in their diet. Listen to this. We have 3 eggs this morning. Excellent work, ladies. Now they're up on their lower level roost, shouting at me to open the door. Good morning. How are you? They don't mind being stroked. These chucks. Oh, that was rude. Okay, 5 out. First job of the morning complete.
It sounds like they're genuinely having a conversation in there and they're shouting at you to let them out.
They are constantly chatting, and they're such friendly chickens as well. Whenever we walk down there, they've got quite a large chicken run. If you haven't seen it, recommend you watch the film. I haven't actually seen it. Em just told me about it for the first time a couple of days ago, so that's on my watch list. But they run after us when we go down there during the day. It's absolutely lovely getting out there. How are folks doing? Who's tuning in, Emms?
Well,
and where from?
We've got 33 people watching at the moment. Thanks, guys. Thank you for telling that person to sign on. Hi to Tanya Noble in Cornwall. Her day was poop. Oh, sorry,
Oh
T.
no.
But I did a dance party with Charlotte and now I'm all good. Yay. I did that too. It was so much fun. We'll talk about it in a bit. Currently walking the dog by the sea. Isn't it dark?
Yeah.
Is it dark?
But dogs are allowed to go outside during darkness.
Yeah, that's true, I suppose.
Who else do we have, Em?
We've got Ian Oliver. We've got Karen George. We've been working from home. Crazy busy. Awesome stuff. Hi, Stacey Clouting. Jen George. Katie Butler from Hampshire. Darren King is in Reading. Keith Lowndes. He's a postie. Yes, I did my postie round today. And most people than usual wanted to chat, mainly about you know what. Well,
Ooh.
There's no surprise there.
Keith, would love to hear from you about what life is like being a postman right now.
Yeah.
I hear that Royal Mail changed their rules either yesterday or today to ensure that, I think, Keith, if you have any registered deliveries, am I right in thinking that now you can sign for a person before handing the package over?
Really?
Or are you leaving letters on the doorstep? what kind of social distancing is going on in your posty world. Would love to know.
We've got Glenn Pilkington. David Willis says hi.
Hey, David.
Hannah Miller. She also attempted to work from home, but with a toddler, it's very unsuccessful. But she did do some baking and made a stew, which is awesome. Thanks for that picture earlier. It made me very jealous.
Can you bake a stew?
No, you bake and then you make the stew as well. It's two different things.
Two different things? Okay. All right, just checking.
We've got Elspeth, Wendy Blackwell,
Hey.
Amanda Collis, Nicola Miller, Jed McFall, Andrew Morris. There's loads of people.
This is awesome. Thanks so much for joining us. We have been mostly locked away right here for the last week and a half, and it would be great to hear from you guys, whether you're still working, whether you are now self-isolating, if you're feeling okay or not, and how you've been spending your time as well. Over the last couple of days since the last podcast, we've started to try and work out what this is going to look like going forwards, and I'd like to think that this isn't going to be just a coronavirus podcast. We will continue it long into the future. It's so nice feeling this community, even if it is online.
Yeah, totally. And still 33 people, but they're all very chatty. Just a quick shout out to Renata, who's in Brussels.
Yeah.
We just went on lockdown, but spirits are good. It's good to hear.
Good to hear.
Awesome stuff. Yeah, there's just lots of people being very positive, which is lovely.
This is good to hear. Has anyone mentioned the cake yet?
Nobody has mentioned the cake yet.
Slightly smaller than last time. I'd like to think that we've had some great resolve, actually, not completely destroying it.
It's true. But for the next podcast, I'll bake something different, and you can try and guess what it is. Ooh, our lives are getting exciting.
So, following on from Sunday's episode, we'd like to, again, kind of invite your content submissions over the next 3 days. We're not sure whether to run the next podcast on Thursday at this time at 8 p.m. or Friday. Over to you guys to decide. The most votes for either one will win. But in that time, we'd like to prep a little bit and get some more different content in. So the only voices you're not hearing are Emms and ours. It'd be great to get you guys on this as well. We've had quite a few ideas for segment ideas. Mel Findlater suggests a family edition of the podcast, or maybe we could have regular family/kid entertainment throughout this. We kind of, obviously, the demographic of the YesTribe isn't necessarily children, but there are a lot of families and parents out there. And we had this idea to compile, 3 to 5 questions and give them to you guys, anyone who's got kids running around at this point, and sit them down and either video them or audio record and ask the kids these questions, and then we'll put it together in what will probably be a funny video and definitely a nice segment for this. Kids always have a lovely way of looking at the world, and I'd be really interested to hear how kids are thinking about coronavirus. Hannah Honderbrink, positive perspectives to come out of the current situation. That's definitely something we'd like to focus on, of course. And there are so many amazing good news stories out there. We'd love to give them the light of day. And gosh, so many others. Emms.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts? What other segment ideas have people sent in?
David Willis would like some positive stories and moments of kindness seen. Got a bit of that in a bit, David. You and I were like that. In case you didn't see me on the video, we're very, very close. Billiam Sharp says, YesTribe members recording segments for future shows. Mm-hmm. Again, mind reader. Simon Tomlinson says the same thing, pre-recorded. Tom Jones says, a feature where people answer the question, if I could go out now, I'd go to... Where would you go?
Right now?
Yeah.
If I could go out now... I'd like to answer that when we're actually on lockdown, because I can go out now.
Oh, okay.
I'm honestly so content here. We're really lucky to have a little bit of outdoor space.
True.
I'd probably go outside and play tennis. and then I'd end up hoping that, we've got a tennis court where we are, it's ridiculous, and then I'd end up hoping that they had lights on the tennis court, because it's going to be quite hard to play in the dark.
Yeah, I need floodlights, don't you? Hannah Miller says, I like the idea in an Al Humphreys book about using a compass to draw a circle 1 mile or less or more, up to you, around your home and walk all of the paths and routes as close to your home as possible. I think that one is a really good idea because it's really accessible for most people in these times.
Absolutely. We're going to give Al another little mention later on as well.
Ian Oliver would like any sort of chat that's travel related. Andy
Okay.
Lean would like to know if I'm going to sing.
Oh,
Andy Lean.
seriously, let's
Bring
have...
on.
I think peer pressure in a positive sense is always a good thing. Em has the most incredible voice, and she hates singing in front of people. But I think if we have enough clamour for it, then we might be able to persuade her to do it. We can turn you around,
Turn me around.
Yeah, you
Like on a spinny chair.
The only time I know of you singing in public is when you turned around and the audience was then behind you.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I guess
so
here the's no audience.
one, would you like Em to sing on this podcast? Highly recommend it.
Yeah.
And two, what song? Let's see if we can make that happen in the next one. I know we have also had some music related activities proposed on the YesTribe group earlier today. Was it
Yes.
Sarah who said she wanted to learn an instrument? Maybe we could have a little bit of a flash mob band at some point.
Absolutely.
That would be cool.
What else have we got? Oh, some ideas of recommendations of things, sort of YesTribe shares, we could call it, maybe just an idea. You share skills, recipes, films or series that you can recommend either on Prime or on Netflix or whatever. And your resources for kids. I know a lot of the museums are coming up with online ways for people to do stuff. Like today, a couple of days ago I shared some virtual tours that a lot of the museums are doing, but now today I saw that museums and art galleries are producing a black and white version of the artwork so that kids can colour them in and print them out at home.
That's
Which is really
brilliant.
cool.
Did I also see there were some 3D tours around various museums and theme parks? That's really
Very
cool.
cool.
What a great idea.
So if you can hook your laptop or something up to a massive TV, you can literally just walk around the museum in your own home. It's so cool. We're all going to be so lazy after all this.
Amazing. Okay, some great ideas coming through there, and no doubt some more will come through. All we really want you to do during this podcast, whether you're watching live stream or listening after the fact, is to send us your ideas. We may well have weeks, perhaps months ahead of us where we need to try and keep ourselves busy and entertained. So let's do this as a community. I think stuff to do when we're at home in the next episode, and probably over the next couple of days, we'll put together some blogs with community recommended resources, whether they be things on Netflix or Amazon Prime, books to read, games to play, things like that, but just generally stuff to do when you're stuck at home. It might be nice to share what we're all up to. I know that a lot of people who are spending more than average amounts of time over the last week at home have used that time to start clearing out homes, getting rid of stuff.
Yeah.
Isn't that just one of the things we never probably use our weekends and holidays for, because we've got better stuff to do?
Yeah. It's a very cleansing experience doing the whole spring clean, get rid of all your junk.
Yeah, there's always
Sesh.
something that we don't really need. And remember, on Facebook we have a group called the YesTribe Marketplace. So if you've got anything to sell or give away, or anything along those lines, then please do jump on there. YesTribe Marketplace, the group. I'd like to call this, stuff to do when you're at home segment Corona time.
Yeah.
What do you think?
It's like,
Should we come up with a little jingle? Maybe you could sing it.
oh, maybe. Yeah. Fab idea.
We've had some ideas for a Corona time, inverted commas. Shirley said, why don't we use Strava to create art? So that would be a really cool idea. What if we could...
Yeah.
I feel like someone suggested this a few weeks ago on the YesTribe as well. We could try and... so Strava, for those of you who don't know, is an app that can record your route and your general statistics if you're out for a run, a bike ride, something like that. So it tells you how fast you've gone. But the cool thing, the way we could create art, is if a bunch of us went out, maybe selected a letter each, and then used Strava to map your run. So one person, let's say, would run the letter S, and then probably wouldn't, you have to turn Strava off before you get home. In fact, O is the only one that really works in this sentence. But if we could spell out "say yes more" or something along those lines,
that'd be quite cool.
Yeah, much. I mean, it would look better than just spelling out "ooh." Helen Norden says, "Yep, she's using time to sort stuff out at home." Is anyone else doing that? What things have surprised you when you've been looking through all of that stuff you needed to sort out? And Joe Skeets, who I believe is stuck at the Arctic Hideaway in above the Arctic Circle in Norway, he suggests an online adventure book club. That's a really good idea. Let's put some thought into how that could work. But I think we could probably get that going.
Yeah, definitely.
Amazing. Good idea, Joe. Keep these ideas coming in, either for segments on the podcast or just generally things to do when we're stuck at home. Let's make the most of Corona time.
We just had a brilliant one actually from Jen George. An idea for a feature is Yes Pledge for what to do after coronavirus is over. Let's focus on the future, people.
Yeah, Jen.
Yeah, that's
lovely.
Cool.
So, Jen, can you start us off? What's your Yes Pledge?
Dun, dun, dun.
I'm desperate. While we're doing this, I'm desperately trying not to absent-mindedly give you the finger. If any of you were watching the last live stream on Sunday, you'll realise that once it's uploaded as a permanent film to the Facebook group, they take a still from somewhere random during that live stream, and that's the still that people see until they scroll over it and it starts to play. And the still from the last one, I'm hoping this isn't the frame that they take. I was adjusting my glasses, but for some unknown reason I was using my middle finger, and it just looks like I'm swearing at my wife. Hey baby.
Hello.
Anything else coming through?
Kayak Liam says, cheers for this. I can't believe Dave thinks he has time to do all of this when he hasn't even seen Chicken Run.
Good point. Does anyone know
Agreed.
whether Chicken Run is available for free anywhere? Is it on Netflix or Amazon Prime?
Yeah, somebody do a quick search.
That'd be lovely.
Andrew Morris also said something really cool. He said, all events on hold for us at the moment, but we've just bought 20 chickens today and picking up some pigs tomorrow. Congratulations! Andrew,
that's brilliant. So Andrew runs this amazing farm setup in Chobham, outside of West London, and they've got an outdoor, it's a cinema in a barn, and it's really cool. They've got loads of old sofas there and just started to put films on for the local community to come along and see before Dan COVID-19 took over. But we should definitely have some YesTribe events in Andy's cinema. Great to hear that you've got some chickens, mate. Hope you enjoyed the opening soundbite from our podcast.
Yeah, that'll be you tomorrow.
So different ideas for content that we'd like you guys to submit over the coming days, and then we can take time compiling them either into videos that we share on the YesTribe channels, or we bring them into this podcast, or do something else helpful with them, turn them into blogs or whatever. But all of these, I think, will go some way towards alleviating any potential boredom or stress that is coming over the next few days. So some different ideas, sound bites. We'd love you to record on the voice memo app on your phone, or just take a film and we'll just use the sound and tell us how you've been using your time, how you've been affected by COVID. Although we like to keep a really positive tone in all of our YesTribe stuff, obviously there's some reality there as well. I think a lot of us have lost out financially. We certainly have over the next few months, but also if you've been affected negatively, how are you spinning it? Are you using this time to have a positive, optimistic mindset as well? Acts of kindness that have jumped out to you, either what have you been doing for your local community, or have you read or heard about someone who's been really kind during these first days of COVID-19? Any skills that you've learned? For the last few years, I've been spending at least 20 minutes a day learning a new skill, often spending a month at a time committing to one. It's been things like learning the basics of piano and how to juggle and meditation, stuff like that. So if you haven't been learning any skills, get on it. Spend at least 20 minutes a day. There's almost no excuse now. And learn things that you've always wanted to. And if you have been learning skills, we'd love to hear about them. And if you've got any kind of proof of the play, if anyone's been learning the trumpet, for example, send us in your playing. If you've been learning any more nice sounding instruments, that would be lovely too.
Mel Nichols has been doing that. She's been planning some family time through Skype, so getting lots of people on the webcams together, which is very cool across different places and countries. But they're also doing uke learning session with her mum in France, her brother up north, and herself.
That's lovely.
This is very cool.
Uke learning.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Teach each other. Yeah.
Oh, ukulele. There's going to be so many more skills out there after this virus has departed. You may have seen on the YesTribe group earlier, Andy Bartlett, who always puts together Yes Stories in London, has decided to take some time to process your videoed Yes Stories. So please either go to sayyesmore.com/YesTribe Radio for all of these content ideas and how to submit them to us so we can bring them all together, or dig out that post earlier today on the YesTribe group on Facebook and send Andy some short stories, 3 to 5 minutes long, and they could be anything. Yes Stories tend to be of a positive nature, either an adventure, some random thing or skill you learned as a result of saying yes, and we'll put those all together in a nice film feature every so often as soon as that content comes in. So that's sayyesmore.com/YesTribe Radio. Plenty of ideas there and easy instructions to send us your content.
Awesome stuff.
Yeah, really, really cool. I think maybe touching on the current media output at the moment, I think I was really surprised when I read earlier that only 15% of web traffic has been taken over by coronavirus reads or searches. I would have thought it would be way more than that. But I think through the YesTribe, we always feel a sense of responsibility to maintain a certain culture. I know a lot of people have tried to share content on the YesTribe related to coronavirus. Some positive solutions on what things we can do at home and keep ourselves busy or be kind. Those things are great, but please don't share any news related things. There's so many different channels and agendas out there. Some are real, some are fake news, and we simply don't have time to vet them all. So we've always had a policy not to allow any political related content on the YesTribe anyway. And of course, if you want to catch up on that stuff, there are plenty other places on the internet where you can do so.
Definitely.
So thanks very much for holding back on that.
Also, I think it's nice to have a little pocket of the internet that's not overrun by corona.
Yeah, and we've always seen the YesTribe as that little corner of the internet where you know you can come and either be inspired or just feel positive. We don't allow any trolling or aggression on there. It's really rare that you see a post that doesn't make you feel warm and fuzzy. Or at least that's what we aim for. Also a thank you to Hannah Miller, who on Sunday night at 9 p.m. hosted the first ever YesTribe virtual quiz. We took part.
Yeah.
We were on separate laptops, even though we were in the same room, both taking part, and it's always really fun to. It's always fun
to kick my ass.
Yeah, to kick your ass. I love a good quiz. It's nice to be tested on what you know and what you don't know. But it was a lot of fun. Around 25 people took part. We've got a visual on the screen if you're looking on the live stream video. Raised almost £60 for the Yes Bus. And the best bit, I think, was afterwards loads of people got together on the Zoom multi-call and just had a bit of a chat until our free allotted time ran out. So thanks so much for that, Hannah. It went so well. She's going to do it again, this time at 8 p.m. this coming Sunday. It'd be great to see more of you there. I think there's so many positive things that are going to come out of this unexpected situation.
Definitely.
And I'm actually really looking forward. Maybe on Friday we'll focus in on some of the positive things, long term and short term, that are happening as a result of coronavirus. Another idea for something you can do to spend your corona time. Sort out your phone. How many of us have hundreds, sometimes thousands of photos and videos on their phone? This is a great... Oh, what's that on your face? Guilt? Is it guilt?
Not me.
What a great time to just go through all of our memories and get rid of those duplicates or photos and videos that we don't really need. Free up some battery and memory on our phones. I also regularly run smartphone filmmaking workshops, and I was thinking about doing one of those online. Somehow haven't quite worked out the best way to do it, but if any of you would be interested in that, then it'll be free, and we'll make that happen. Always nice to take all of those splendid clips that we've got and turn them into a final product, another little film to share. Or of course you could go out and make some new films about corona time. Talking of phones, I've got another little clip from the outside world from our friend Nick. I don't know if Nick Burrows is tuned in tonight. Nick is one of these characters who just puts a smile on your face at all given times. Nick first came to the YesTribe, I think, at YesTival 2017, and ever since he's just been a breath of fresh air. Not only does he bring stocks of wood, firewood to the Yes Bus every so often, but he's a gardening enthusiast, and he also got the first ever Say Yes More tattoo.
Yeah. And
then had a very alarmed look on his face when I told him that the logo was copyrighted. Anyway, Nick sent us a little message from a garden. He's a professional gardener, and the reason that we're sharing this is because Nick loves being outside, and whatever he's sending us a message about, he'll always say where he is, and he'll be like, "Oh, look, a bird just flew overhead."
He's like me when a dog walks past. He gets distracted by simple things in nature, which is gorgeous.
And I think you'll hear this and you'll just feel the smile on his face. If
There
you're
he
watching
is.
on the live stream, this is Nick on the banks of the Mississippi River last September, and he found a bird's nest that had fallen from the tree, and he just popped it on his head so he looked like Donald Trump.
It's really scary, isn't it? Just everything stopping. Everything. And it's sad. It's just so sad. Anyway, let's be happy and upbeat. The sun is shining, and oh my God, I'm working in a 10-acre garden. It's my favourite garden. And I can't tell you how many thousands of daffodils are up right now. The magnolias flowering, the irises are coming out. It's just beautiful. And the bumblebees flipping everywhere. Beautiful.
He's so cute.
We love you, Nick. If you could send us messages like that every day, we'll be sure to spread them around.
Totally.
You are a legend. Talking about gardening and getting outside, we last week decided to cancel or postpone all indoor YesTribe events, obviously to try and curb the spread of the virus. We're still undecided about whether to put a blanket cancellation out on outdoor events. It feels like possibly it's the most sensible thing to do, but at the same time, getting outside is something that's really valuable for our mental health at the best of times, especially now. And obviously being outside, we can better control our social distancing, the space we are apart from each other. So that's why we haven't cancelled outdoor events yet. We've got some tree planting weekends in the book for the last weekend of March and the first weekend of April in the YesTribe Woods. We've got 7 acres, so hopefully plenty of space to spread around if we do go ahead with those weekends. But watch this space and we'll make that decision. If not tomorrow, then the next day.
By the sounds of things, lots of people are getting outside under their own steam to do a bit of gardening as well. Everyone's starting new vegetable patches, using skills that their mums taught them.
Oh, it's just so good. It's brilliant. We would love to see photos of your gardens, even if they're just brand new, just even without even any soil and you're just getting started. Please send photos of your gardens, however well they're flourishing.
And your tips, if you find one day that you come down and your lettuce has been nibbled by the local rabbits, take a picture and make us giggle.
Yeah, definitely. We need to hear about that stuff. Again, sayyesmore.com/YesTribe Radio. You can send us all of the content you can desire and we'll do our best to turn it into something that will make everyone smile and think. Anything else to share, Emsy, before we start closing down? We've been here half an hour already.
Have we? It's gone really fast. So Jen has given us an update on her Yes Pledge.
Okay.
So if you missed it earlier, Jen George said that an idea for a feature would be to everyone to make a Yes Pledge for what to do after coronavirus is over. So she said, "Ooh, my Yes Pledge is going to be to support local businesses in the aftermath of the virus. So many industries have been hit, and let's do all we can to help each other out." And then she followed up with, "And I'm also going to learn to beatbox."
Yes.
I'll join you in the beatbox one. I've given it a go in the past, and I just end up spitting everywhere.
Ems, can we have a little bit of beatboxing right now? I think.
Yeah, that's as best as I. What is it? Boots and cats and boots and cats. Boots and cats, and then if you speed it up, it's boots and cats, boots and cats, boots and cats.
Oh, I love it. That's really
Yeah,
good.
there you go.
I'm so proud of you.
Yeah.
We before the end of the last podcast, we had a pretty random question from Dom. It was a bit of a curveball. What was your favourite dinosaur? Have any other random questions come through? I almost feel like we need to have one of those. If anyone has a really random question that's totally unrelated to anything that we've talked about so far, please send them through to the Facebook page and let's see what we've got playing there.
Let's see.
While Emms is checking that, shout outs to some good, kind people. Claire Janine, who's in YesTribe Hearts, I think based in Watford, has been loaning her jigsaw puzzles to people in that YesTribe region. That's awesome. We
So
love
cool.
it. Jigsaw puzzles, rock and roll. We spent Valentine's Day doing a jigsaw puzzle.
So romantic.
So romantic.
Mel Nichols said, "I rescued a bee on the path, took him home, left him with a spoon of sugar, water, and in a lavender bush.
Oh, that's
After 10
lovely.
minutes, one happy bee buzzed away. Well done, Mel. You saved a life."
That's awesome.
It's very cool.
We should hashtag let's give bees diabetes. Awesome. Mel, that's brilliant.
That's awesome.
What else have you saved in the last week? YesTribe. Anything else to share there, Emsy, before we we head home?
So things to make you chuckle and things that I've sort of seen go viral, or acts of kindness that have been going around the world today. The Shed Aquarium in Chicago, which we went to on our honeymoon.
We did.
As the aquarium is closed, the keepers are allowing the penguins out of their enclosure to wander around the whole place visiting other animals, and they've put videos of it online, which I think is really funny. So at least the penguins aren't cooped up. Hopefully none of them have got it yet. There's an Australian couple who couldn't go on their cruise for their 53rd wedding anniversary, so their kids decided to recreate the magic for them at home. And there's a video going around of them pleased as punched, dressed in their holiday robes, with their feet up in front of a giant TV screen which is playing the video of an open horizon of the ocean. And they've both got a glass of bubbly each, and they're really happy in this video.
That's awesome.
Which is super cool. Other acts of kindness. Supermarkets and local stores are allocating priority shopping hours for vulnerable people so that they can get their essentials without any stress of having to, fight people for toilet roll. They're asking that the general public respects these times so that the elderly and high-risk folk can get what they need. So if you're planning on getting up early to beat the rush, can you please let the other people go in first, because they really, really need it. Other acts of kindness, what have we got? Oh, an Italian hospital ran out of ICU valves, which are obviously very important. So a local business brought their 3D printer into the hospital. They redesigned and reproduced the valves that they need, and they were being used within a few hours. And at the time that I read that, at the time it was written, 10 people were currently using them to aid with their breathing.
That's amazing.
Which is super cool. On a rooftop in Seville in Spain, a fitness instructor is hosting workouts on his rooftop, and people are joining in from their balconies while they're on the lockdown, which is quite cool.
Love it.
In towns and cities everywhere, you may have one in your community. We had one at Limehouse. There's neighbourhood book swaps or neighbourhood libraries where you can go and just it's a waterproof container normally that you can pop a book in and take one out. It's a free library, and those are being transformed now to include tinned food and other ingredients that you might need.
Brilliant.
Just super cool. And one just to end on, in a laundry room somewhere in the world. This was somebody's Instagram story that was shared. a girl put up a note saying that she was making bars of soap from scratch to help stop the spread of the virus, and offered them for people to just help themselves, which is very cool, so that everybody can wash their hands.
Really lovely.
Yay!
Some superb stories. We'll definitely be sharing more of those in the next podcast, which will be either Thursday or Friday night. What's the general consensus on that? Another shout out to good, kind people, Al Humphreys, adventurer, blogger, podcaster, and so many more things, posted yesterday that he's happy to send a copy of his most recent book, The Doorstep Mile, out to companies or clubs for free to get more people reading while they have some downtime after lockdown. So that's brilliant. If you are belonging to a club and want to get some books out to your team before everyone goes home, then drop Al a message. All he asks is that you pay the postage. Really nice, you Al.
Something just really made me giggle.
Go on.
Tanya Noble says, after all that talk of saving bees, she said, I tried to save a frog and then I found him, worms and all, but alas. She didn't save it. Oh God. Sorry, T, I don't understand now why your day's been so bad.
At least you tried, Tanya.
Yeah.
On behalf of all the frogs, thank you.
Thanks for trying.
Any other final messages, MZ, before we say
just
cheerio?
lots of messages of love, really. There's some live ones going on now, but some nice ones that came after the pilot episode that we did. Nicola Hobbs said, "This is the best thing ever. I feel 100% happier than I did this morning. It's like all the anxiety that's built up watching the news has fizzled away. Thank you so much."
Oh, that's awesome.
Mel says, Ira, who's 5, wants me to let you know that she's watching. Hi, Ira.
Hey, Ira.
And that we'll be moving to Canada and everyone needs to come and visit us.
Totally.
Post-pandemic, of course.
You are on.
Kate Haas says, this is brilliant. So nice to have some positive YesTribe vibes in the current climate. Please do more. Doesn't have to be every day, but if it could, that would be great. Kim Willis says, just having this has made me a bit teary. Community is amazing and more important than ever. Thanks, guys. Thank you. We wouldn't be here without you guys, so keep the input coming. We want to hear what you guys are up to, what you've seen, what you've heard, what you've been doing, all of it.
Yeah, absolutely. We really hope that this is helping, even if it's just a tiny bit. All of these episodes are cleaned up after we finish and then added to our podcast. It's called the Say Yes More podcast. We spend quite a lot of time prepping for these episodes and we're totally happy to do so, but so more people can hear them. We would really appreciate it if you left us a little review. If you're using an iPhone, then you can go to Apple Podcasts, find the Say Yes More podcast, and then scroll down on your phone or on your iPad and just leave us a nice little review. The more reviews there are, the more people will see the podcast and hopefully find the YesTribe then as well. If you don't have an Apple phone, we're on Google Podcasts, we're on Spotify and any other app that you traditionally listen to podcasts on. Please do give us a listen, even if it's just for 2 minutes. That registers on the stats, and the more a podcast is listened to, the more people will see it, the higher it go up the rankings, and we'd naturally love more and more people to tune in. Definitely. So please do give us a listen and leave us a review, and yeah, that's all we need. We don't even need that, but thanks for your time if you do take it to do that. That'd be brilliant. Amazing. Well, this has been the second episode of YesTribe Community Radio.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Thanks, Emms.
Oh, thank you.
Producer, partner, wife, and beatboxer. I didn't know you could beatbox.
Baker, candlestick maker. We'll give that a go later.
Thanks everyone for tuning in. We'll see you in a couple of days' time. Keep those messages coming in and head to sayyesmore.com/YesTribe Radio to send us some more content so we can pad out these podcasts and make them uber interesting.
Yeah. Keep smiling, people.
Keep smiling, be kind to each other, keep washing those hands, and say yes more. Cheers all. And are you ready to press stop at the same time?
I am. 3, 2, 1, go.
Woo. Yeehaw!
And we're still live over there.
Still live over there.
This is the outtakes.
Let's get to that. Oh! Are you killing in nature.
No. I was about to be attacked.
Oh, I love you.
Yeah. Oh, I need to detach myself before I can go and turn off the video.
You're brilliant.
There we go.
I love you a lot.
There's a little delay on this, so
How
everyone's
many-
just seen me falling off.
Thanks, everyone. We really appreciate you tuning in. This is kind of fun, isn't it?
Yeah, my leg's gone dead. I can't get up.
Should we have some cake?
Yeah, let's. Oh,
Oh
God,
my
I'm
God.
moving.
Look out!
I'm a hazard.